This is Karen with NewClevelandRadio.net, and it is time for Care Notes for Caregivers with Doug Wilbur and his guest today.
Hello, Karen. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, we're going to talk about technical support, correct?
We are. We are very fortunate that we are at the size as a company now that we have the ability to have geniuses on board and people that are able to do tech support, which is always a challenge for people in modern life, and is especially challenging for some folks that have their orientation around caring for people and maybe haven't spent a lot of time on sort of the technical end of things, and to be able to kind of figure through things is a great thing. Recently we hired, actually it's been about a year or so now, we hired Camden Mullhand, and I really believe that we have got a wonderful catch, I guess, in this situation by having him on board, because he is very good at a lot of things, but one of the things that he's especially good at is computers and kind of features of everyday modern life, like apps and other things. And so I'd like to introduce Camden, and hopefully he can tell you a little bit about what he's here to do.
Well, I've heard in sales that you're not supposed to oversell things, and I think Doug did that, because now I've got quite the introduction to live up to. Hi, my name is Camden. As Doug said, I am blessed to be on staff here at Cherished Companions, and I'm really just happy to help however I can. And one of those ways that I find that I have an aptitude for is with the technical support. So to all of the caregivers who may be listening, I want to say hi. We've probably met before, because if you've come to orientation, which all of you should have, then we should have met that day. But in the case that you don't remember me, here I am. And I just want to reach out and say, if you have any issues that you feel like you're banging your head against the wall, please call the office, ask for me. I'm more than happy to help out however I can. But I did want to highlight just a couple things to hopefully alleviate some of your potential headaches and other things like that.
Worst fears.
So the first thing, the most common thing that caregivers interact with is the horrors around clocking in and clocking out. So there's a couple different issues that you can run into. The first being using the client's phone or the telephony system. And for that, if you ever run into any issues, please call the office, ask for me. We try to get those ironed out as quickly and as quickly as possible. But unfortunately, there's no way for us to know about it unless we're told about it. So if you ever run into any issues, please give us a call. We're more than happy to help out. And then the second thing, and I want to really try and sell our Caregiver app. We use ClearCare. It's in my opinion, a fairly robust software that we use to track all of our client and caregiver information. And they have a cell phone app that's called ClearCare Go for caregivers, and it's a pleasant little hub for all of your needs. It includes the ability to clock in and clock out from the app using your phone's global positioning system. With added technology comes added technological issues, because that's how things go, apparently. So among the things that you may run into is difficulty logging in to the app. And with that is typically an issue that needs to be resolved on our end. So if you are having trouble with the email or password when logging into the app, please give us a call. It's almost always something on our end where we can reset the password for you, make sure you're using the right email address, and things like that. And then the next thing is issues surrounding clocking in itself. And so there's a couple different error messages, and really the words that come up with the error are critical for finding out what the issue is. So try to either remember it or write it down when you see the error, if you see the error. So one of the things is location not found. That's if it says error, location not found. When you're trying to clock in with a client, you can, that's typically an issue with your phone's location permissions, which is something where you need to go into your phone system settings and grant location permissions for the ClearCare Go app. That way your phone knows that ClearCare is allowed to see where you are located on the planet. Typically it's a privacy issue, and most commonly we have the issue with iOS devices, so Apple phones and iPhones and stuff like that are our most common perpetrators for those issues. The other thing is too far away. If you get the error message saying that you're too far away, then well, either you're too far away from your client's home and you're not allowed to clock in yet, in which case arrive at the client's home and then try again. But if you are confident that you're with your client, and it's still giving you that message, give the office a call. The client's location is relative to where Google Maps thinks the client's address is. And sometimes Google Maps is wrong. So if you let us know that when you're in the client's home or with your client that you're getting that message, it means that the little geofence that allows us to see where you are, whether you're inside the fence or not, needs to be moved, and we can do that for you. So just call in, give me your name, give me the name of the client that you're experiencing the issues with, and then I'll move it for you and you can clock in that way. And then the last one is you can view your schedule on the ClearCare Go app, and if you notice an error in your schedule, if you don't see a shift that you think should be there, or if you do see a shift that you think shouldn't be there, please call the office immediately, because it means that we are expecting you to go to that shift if it's there, and that we're not expecting you to go to a shift if it's not there. So if there's ever any issues with scheduling, please call the office right away. That way we can get the issue, any of the confusion around it resolved as quickly as possible. And then along with the app, we also use, it's a platform called Relias, and it is our training platform, and there are several different issues surrounding that. So if you're having any difficulties logging in, once again, please either call or send me an email. My email is camden@cherishedagency.com. It's just my first name and then cherishedagency.com.
How is Camden spelled?
Oh, it's spelled C as in cat, A as in apple, M as in Molly, D as in dog, E as in Edward, and N as in Nancy, at Cherished Agency. Now, Cherished is past tense, just like the company's name, so there's an ED on the end there, .com. Yeah, or call the office. We can talk in person, and I'll be happy to resolve any of your issues there. Oh, and with Relias, the most common thing, it does not play nicely with phones. So if at all possible, please do your Relias training either on a tablet or on a computer, just because for some reason Relias does not work well, and they will experience a wide variety of issues when trying to use it on a cell phone. That would be my number one headache savings advice for you there. And then aside from that, if you need anything else, just please call, email, let me know. I'm happy to help in whatever way I can. So,
well, technology has a way of kind of rearing its ugly head at inopportune times. And one of the things that is nice to know is whatever the problem, if it's a technical thing having to do with anything having related to work, that there is help. And usually, and this is one of the great things, usually it's a very easy fix. So it's not going to take hours of time or other things. In most of the issues that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, it's usually a matter of tweaking something, and Camden can work his magic and get it done and get you back to work, and you're not sweating bullets because you're not able to figure out what's happening with your phone or with the telephone or with the other issues. So with that said, I appreciate all that you do, Camden, and I know that there are a lot of people out in the field that really appreciate it every day. So at any time, during regular office hours, Camden is here and ready and able to help. And with that, I want to thank everyone for spending the time and listening to our podcast today. Again, a simple call, and many of your problems can go away. And just realize that the office is really dedicated to support you in the field.
Right. Yeah. As a member of the office staff, my number one priority is helping the caregivers care for the clients. So just you guys are important to me, and I really want to help you however I can. So with that in mind, if you really any problem at all, please just give me a call.
And with that, we thank you and take care.
And that was technical support for Care Notes for Caregivers.